Hello all and welcome to another edition of Golf Tips with Andy. Today we're going to talk about the mental game. Let's get mental, shall we? Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to it. I recently had a question asked to me about how the mental game is in this game that we play. And the thing about golf, it is so mental. We all know that. We all know that we can golf better than we do. We all know that we have those times where you're so tense. Like, how can you free up and hit a golf shot, especially in some pressure-packed situations? And it might not be all that pressure. I mean, it kind of depends on what your definition of pressure is. Maybe it is the first round of a member guest teeing off. Maybe it's you're shooting a career low, and how can you get into the house? You're 3 or 4 shots under your handicap. You're shooting the round of your life, but you fall apart, right? So one thing that I've always said is, like, it's like driving down the highway. You're cruising. You're just got it at 75. Music's blaring. You're just having a good time, just cruising down the road, enjoying yourself. And then all of a sudden, you look in the rearview mirror, and there's a cop. Right? So now, instead of just being able to be free and cruising, now your hands are at 10 and 2, you're tense, you're trying to steer the car instead of guiding the car, right? And that's a lot, very similar to the golf swing. We get into these situations where we were swinging free until we realized that we were playing well, and now we're just done. You ever get to that point where someone says, "Oh man, you're playing really well. Man, you're coming down to the last hole or two. Man, if you par out, you're gonna shoot under par." What happens in those last 2 holes? Out of bounds, shank, all the bad stuff happens. So how can we get better at this? And one thing that I would say is that we have to be focused on the process and not the result. It takes 18 holes to shoot a score, right? So if you make a double bogey on the first hole, you still have 17 holes to play. You can't let one shot or one hole determine how you are going to be mentally for the rest of the round. So you have to deep dive in there. You just have to focus so hard on the process of hitting the golf shot. If we're able to do that, we are able to move forward. We're not focused on the result. We're not worrying about what happened on the last hole. We are worrying about what is happening right here, right now in front of us. The shot right here. That's what Tiger Woods is so good at. That's what all of those professional golfers are so good at. What happened last hole? Doesn't matter. It's done. It's over. What happened on the last hole has absolutely nothing to do with the next hole. And what happened on the last shot, right? If you hit one, you missed the fairway right, or you missed the green right, and now you have to recover. That's this game in a nutshell. You always have to be recovering. So that's kind of what I would say to all the people out there. Can you focus on the process of hitting the best shot you possibly can, and in not worrying about the result? You got to remember that when it comes to putting, professionals from 10 feet away only make about 40% of those. So we're amateurs, right? How many are we going to make? Chances are we're only going to be making 10% or less. So, if you're able to hit the ball on the line that you're looking at with good speed, it might not go in, but it was still a good putt. So be focused on the process. Be okay with where the ball is, and do your best to recover on the next one. That is it for today. That is Golf Tips with Andy on the mental game. I hope you learned something. I hope we all became better golfers today, and we will see you next time.